Hello again. Have you experienced that those people that have the devil inside them, that they know things that they should not know? They can haunt you in places that you have never told them where you are going, but they know where you are. And if you do something in the home, and something that you hide for other people, but they know what you have done. I also have, when I lived with a Muslim family, I was working there, and the one of their son in the family, he was very restless and sometimes crazy. So sometimes he did the number 2 in a bowl in the kitchen, and I didn't want to clean up it, because that I eat from the bowl. So I hide it and put it into the trash. And the mother come home, and of course she had many bowls in the kitchen, but just that one that the boy had done number 2 in, that's one she wanted. So it was like she knew what was going on, and she was very evil. And it is many things like that. And God wanted me to live with those people that was the children of the devil, for me to learn about how the devil is working and how to protect me from the devil. It's not easy. It's not easy because the devil is so close to God, what God is doing, because he was with God from the beginning, and so he know very much. So it's very hard to protect us from the devil, but we try to do it anyway. We don't give up, and but we will always have the devil that hunt us in our life. It's only that he can't kill us, because we are children of God. He can hurt us. He can make us be disabled and take all the money from us and everything going on, but he can never kill us. And I was talking about Dolores. I live with her and some men in the house, and she be more and more crazy, and she have what we counted 25 different personality in her, but those evil ones come more and more be powerful the more she could relax, and maybe it's also that the evil personality took home it go more crazy because one of the men that lived there, a pastor, his girlfriend was study to be a doctor, and she come home to Dolores with medicine that she have taken from when she practiced on the hospital. It was good for me because I got the medicine I needed for my sour stomach and my blood pressure, my high blood pressure. That I got for free from this woman. But Dolores got all this kind of nerve medicines and depression medicine, and then she got wine to drink from men that come in and visit her, that she have met at the telephone line. And so it go worse and worse because that evil personality didn't want to be free from medicine and alcohol. So it go worse and worse with that personality. But sometimes she come back to that woman she was, 52 years old woman, and she drove to the church, and she was in Rock Church International in Virginia Beach. It's a mega church, and it was famous preacher in that church, and because the church was so big, mega church, because the CBN's owner, Pat Robertson, he gave money to that church. It was not that they preaching right or they were right with God. It was that Pat Robertson gave them money so they could build up a mega church. And I met Pat Robertson sometimes, and I even eat dinner with him, Pat Robertson, and I never knew how big this man was, how famous he was. I didn't know before I come back to Sweden, and I saw a documentary about George Bush, the old George Bush. I think it was he that Pat Robertson was going to try to be a president of the United States. So he fight with George Bush. I didn't know that. I only knew him as a CBN owner and be friend with the pastor. That the pastor, she become my mother. The pastor is in Rock Church International. She be like a mother for me. So I was close to Pat Robertson, and I was to CBN sometimes and talk to these people. I know them, and Dolores was crazy, and I asked the church, Rock Church, if they could help me to find a place to stay that was calm, and they didn't want to help me. And it was in Easter 2000 one, I we drove to the church, and Dolores had been so evil to me, very bad, and treat me very bad, and we go there in April, and she didn't want to go to the church, so it was her evil personality that was on her, that wanted to show up, and the church woman personality, she fight with this evil one, and those men was in the car with us, sitting in the same car, and they be so surprised because Dolores had her grandchild with her to the church, and then suddenly she stopped at Walmart, and we were already late for the church, but Dolores say that the little girl have no shoes for the church, so they went in to Walmart, and we were waiting for her, and she never come back. So one man walked into Walmart to pull her out from Walmart, so we could drive to the church, but we were very late to the church, and Dolores was have her beautiful clothes on, almost a little too much for the church. She have a really screaming red dress and a red big hat on her head, and she forget her Bible. She always had the Bible at her side when she was this 52 woman that believe in God, and she didn't. I left it back home. She said to us she didn't have the Bible, and when we come into the church, it was full of people because it was famous pastors there preaching. So it was some many thousands people there, and so we normally Dolores had going to the first row to sit, but she couldn't, so we sit very high up, way back. But the preacher that was down at the altar, he comes suddenly running up from all the stairs and hit Dolores with his talking, and he say, "Why are you coming late to my church?" So he was in the spirit, and it was very, very embarrassing because we all was in the same group and we all come late. But that pastor, he only looked at Dolores. He knew, because he was in the spirit, that this was a bad spirit in the church. And Dolores didn't say anything. And then when it was over and people was going down to the altar and talk to people that was there, I go there also, and I ask those co-workers at the altar co-pastors and those. It was co-pastors. It was not ordinary people. And I asked them if they could help me to find a new place to live at. And they say, we can't do it, they say. And I turned around and I was thinking that Dolores and the other people was waiting for me, but they have gone. The car was gone, and it was about it have taken the whole night to walk back home for me, so I couldn't do it. I had to find another solution. But they saw, these people I have talking to, they saw that I was by myself, and I say to them, the people I come with, they have left. They have left me here. And they say that we can drive you back home, they say to me. And it was very strange, because when they come to the house, they say, we don't go in there in that house. And I didn't understand why they were scared. Usually those people, they were going to the door and see that the door was open and I could come into the house. But they were staying in the car, and then they say, we are not going with you to the house. They have parked far away from the house. And they say, we are going to pray for you. And we pray together, they say. So we pray in the car. And then I walk in. And I didn't know in that time, but I find out later on that these people that drove me back to the house, they have been there. They have been there to the house to take the devil away from that house. And they have failed. They couldn't take away the devil from the house. So someone is talking to me now when I talk about that place. I don't know what the spirit that are coming through now, what it want to say about this house and the devil in that house. I hear it now. It says that's that devil spirit that was in that house. It have coming with you. It says. It's when you when you walk away from that house, you didn't walk away from the devil. So be in that house. It's I have had the spirit, the devils, hunting me for my whole life. But it was like a new energy coming to me when I was in that house. This spirit that is visiting me just now, he explained for me now that I didn't realize says that from Daytona Beach, it was not from Chicago, but from Daytona Beach and up to North Carolina and to Virginia Beach. It have feel. This spirit is telling me now that the devil have put on energy of this devil that have hunting me my whole life. It have not been God that have lead me to these places. It have been the devil leading me to these places, because it was like a gas station for the devil. So those places I was in United States, it's have been a gas station for the devil, but in the same time it's God allowed it, because everything is in God's will, and that leading what the devil lead me to, it's have also been learning for me to understand what's going on with the devil, but I never have been thinking that it was a gas station to pull more the devil and make the devil be stronger in my life. For that, and the spirits still are talking to me now, and it's because the devil knows what the end will be, and he tried to go to the gas station with me, so that more devil will be in my life to could fight in the last days. That's what the spirit that is inside me and around me that have coming through now. He want to tell me that for me to understand what have going on in my life. And so they drive away, and so next day I was to the church again, and with Dolores, and she would be angry at me again because I was to the altar, and I suppose she thought I should talk about her home again, because I suppose that she saw me coming with that car. Yeah, now I remember she told me that I come with a church car, and she become angry that car come to her home, because she knew what car it was, that it was those that had been four preachers that have been to her home and tried to take away the devil from the house. So she was very angry at me now, and so when it was the Easter day, and we drive, but Dolores was okay when we drive to the church, and but when I go down and talk to these same people again, but I wanted only to tell them that everything worked out okay. I was okay when I come into the house. But Dolores thought I should talk about her, and she got angry, the spirit in her. So once again she took the car and drove away from me, and I was alone, and I had got the code for to be in the prayer room. So I was when the car was not there, I go to the prayer room and was sitting and was thinking that someone is coming that can help me to drive me home. So I go into that prayer room, and the first that happened was I always took away my shoes, because that prayer room, it was a holy place. So I took away my shoes, and when I was taking away my shoes on my feet, there come a man. He was Jewish. I saw that this was a Jewish man, and he was praying so very, very hard. So he walked around there in the room, and he come and hit me, and he said, "Sorry, I'm sorry," he said to me, and I didn't know anything about the spirit in that time, but it was like a spirit was talking to him, because the spirit said this through me when he say, "I'm sorry," and he say, "I am here." The spirit say that through me, and I went in there, and it was only this Jewish young man and me, and he bowed down and started to pray in Hebrew, and I bowed down on the side of him, and we were praying together, and then he went away. It was very strange. It was like it was not a real person, this man, because I don't know where he went or where he come from. He was only there, and then I walk around, and I didn't know what to do when I was waiting for someone to come. So I walk around, and then suddenly it come in a woman with a blonde hair, and she have this very red dress on, a young woman. Not so young, but about 40 years old, not over 40. And she was looking out in the window, and I knew when I was going in the morning with Dolores, I knew without knowing it, but I knew that I should take with me paper, drawing paper, and then I have chalks. Yeah, I have, so I could make a drawing. So I sit down and make a drawing of this woman standing and looking outside, because outside the church have done a small lake with water outside, and she was standing there, and I make a drawing on her, and then she went away. She didn't say anything. It was like also someone that it was not a real person. I mean, manifested here on earth, and then I walk around, and then I saw a picture at the wall, and when I look at the picture, it was this woman that had been inside, and it says that she have donate money for this prayer room, when she died, they have built this prayer room of the money that she have got. She have given them, and it was like she was there in the spirit and look around what they have done in the prayer room. And then it started to be late, and then I was making a drawing of Jesus and some from the Bible, and when I look up, there sat a woman in a chair, and with a Bible in her lap, and she looked out also. She sat at that window exactly in the same place where this woman had standing. And then I heard a voice telling me to go and lay hand on her, this woman. So I walk, and I go down on my knees in front of her legs, and I say that I heard from God that I should go and lay hands on your legs. What leg is it that is wrong with? And she showed me the leg, and I lay hand, and then I go back to where I was and did my drawing, and suddenly I saw that woman that I saw her when she was walking to that chair. I saw it. I forget to say that I saw her. She was walking very bad with a stick. She held a stick. And then when I go back after laying hand on her, suddenly I heard that she was walking to the restroom, and she walked without the stick. She was completely walking. And she had told me when I was laying hand on her that she had this polio. She has had polio since she was a child, and she couldn't walk so well. And when she was to the restroom, and she go to the office for the pastor's office, and she come out with a young man, and told me it was she that did it. She said to him, and that young pastor, he come to me, and he bowed down. He was on his knees and looked up at me, because I sit and was drawing, so I sit with my head bowed down. But now he look up in my face and say, "What can I do for you? What can I help you with? What do you want?" And I was thirsty, so I say, "I need something to drink." I say, and he ran away and come back with something to drink. And then I say to him, "I need to go home. I have no car. I need to go back home." And he say, I come here with another person, and so I don't have a car," he say, "but I will call for a car, for a person to come and get me, so I can go back home and take my car," he say, "and I come back and drive you back home." And so I was waiting, and I was waiting and waiting, and he never showed up. And I was very sure he should come back, because he was like he saw Jesus in me. He was really saw Jesus in me. And so I was very sure that he should come back when he ran out from the prayer room. And but he never come back. And later on, I find out that he was in a car crash and he died. I know that he couldn't come back. It's very sad, the young man that died. But he couldn't come back because it had not been right. Because I didn't know so much about God. He had coming back to the church, and he have told all these people that I had healed this woman, then I have been one in the church, and I could never have done anything for God in that early time I was in my education for God. So could have told them that he saw Jesus in me. So it was stopped. And I have to wait. And then it started to come more people to the prayer room, and it was a couple that come, and they say that we are the Easter, the second service, Easter service is coming on, and we have no time to drive you home. But then they changed their mind, so they drive me home and very fast, and I come there back home. And Dolores, she was in her evil personality, and she be very surprised that I come home. She, in her evil personality, she thought that she should be rid of me, and but I come back, and so she tried more to be rid of me, and I will tell you more what she did to me and how I ended my staying with her in that house, how it come in some way she helped me, but she helped me to more evil and weird and devil's children, and she drove me to another place to live there with a pastor at the farm, a black pastor in his farm, and he tried to kill me. So that was even worse than Dolores, because he was a sergeant in the army and had been in the Korea war, and he had many weapons inside his house. So that was even worse with this pastor. And I will tell you next episode how I come to this old pastor out on his farm, out in the area where there was only black people, and I was the only white person in that area. So thank you for have listened for this on this episode. I hope you will learn how God is working and how the devil is working also. I'm going to do a summary about how the devil is working, how he's saying or she is saying, because it's the same with God and with the devil, that it's no real gender on them. In them they can be both men and women. They enter in because they are a spirit, and they enter into the body of a person when they can, and working from there. So they don't need to have a gender, because the spirit have no gender. So that it can be both men and women in this. And I will teach you more about what is going on today in both worlds, and what's between also, those spirit that is between, that is working, that is not the devil and it's not God, but they are small gods, they are small angels. There is small gods that is angels, and there is small gods that is us, that we can change much, we can act like small gods, not real gods, but small, we can change things, like for the best. And if there is of evil, they can change our way. We as human, we can change our way to go to the dark side, and we can decide if we want to go to the light side. So in that way are we small gods. I don't say that we are gods. I say we are small gods. Thank you for listening. God bless you. I hope you want to hear more from me, or else is it in God's will? Everything is in God's will. What you decide to do, that's up to you. I am only do my podcast to tell you about these things, but I can't force you to come back and listen. That's up to you. It's like I say, you are a small God, and you can decide self if you want to learn more from me about the God and the devil, then you come back and listen. That's up to you. I only do my part, and then you do your part, if you want or not be taught about these subjects. So thank you, and God bless you.